It's time for What's on Your Mind, and we've got Minjin and Stephanie in the studio. Hello.
Hello.
How is everybody?
It's getting cold.
Still sick.
Yeah, Stephanie's still sick.
Sorry about my voice, but I'll try my best. I don't know how you like make that voice. Like you like when you read the the note,
Opening?
you're like, yeah. It's just like K-poppin.
But before she recorded, she was so.
do you-
I mean, before we recorded, she was so down. But
I know.
As
she's
soon
like,
as the,
oh,
the
Stephanie,
white lights
what's
on,
up? And she's like, K-poppin.
on the air,
On the air.
K-poppin.
Wow.
What's
Professional. I mean, that's. I mean, I that's professional.
I
think.
know, but I don't
Yeah.
know how where that voice come from.
Hello. good morning.
Yeah, I don't know where it comes from either.
Seriously, my voice is like Sydney. Scary movie.
No, it's not. You
Yep.
you look sick, but I mean, you don't sound that sick.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll do my best.
Yeah, well, you'll do fine. So,
Yeah.
how has your week been? It's been snowing on and off these past
Oh
couple
my
days.
goodness, the traffic was, oh my gosh,
Crazy.
it was
I know.
crazy.
Usually it takes me about an hour to come here, but it took me hour and a half.
Where do you
to get
live?
here. 사감동 is around World Cup Stadium.
And he lives near.
I
Hongdae.
see.
Yeah, on the west coast. So.
Okay.
Takes you an hour to get here
Uh-huh.
from Sangam?
What do you take? Bus?
No.
Bus, sometimes
Oh,
subway.
then that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it takes you an hour. Because a couple days ago, because it was snowing, I took the subway from Yongsan, so from Icheon to here, and the actual subway ride was not that long, but waiting for the bus,
Yes.
and then getting on the bus, and then having the bus drop me off here, that took a long time.
Yeah, and it's very slippery, so everyone
Yeah.
be
Everybody
careful.
still needs to be careful. Anyways, we have some interesting stories for today.
Yes, we do.
So, Minjin, start off with our first story.
All right, ID Beanie890 from Korea, and the title is Lovely but Silly Girlfriend. She is so cute, lovely, and friendly, and she is so
Is that
kind.
your girlfriend? She's so cute. Keep going.
See,
Sorry.
I'm trying to be in the moment of the truth to share
Okay,
with
go.
her.
Okay, go.
All right. I mean, I love her, but she is so ignorant. I don't even know how she went to college, and she has zero common knowledge, and it makes me sometimes sick. I mean, she doesn't even know what UN stands for. She thinks about the president's name for a long time. She thinks Napoleon and Nightingale was a dramatic character. And one time she asked me to go travel to Afghanistan, which is war zone right now, and it makes me sick. What can I do with this girl?
What can you do with this girl?
I think
It's like,
she had-
who's our president? Lincoln? Oh my goodness, are you serious? Oh,
No,
man. I don't know,
actually-
how old is she?
I don't know.
We
but
don't know, right?
Not too
she's
long
in
ago.
college. She's in college.
Oh, she's in
I think.
college.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
but not too long ago, I actually saw somebody very similar to this on TV.
Okay.
So it was on a program, and you actually taped the program not too long ago.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was one of the earlier episodes of it, and a girl, her friends pretty much called her out, saying that she was a little bit on the slow side, to the point where she didn't even know how to spell golf.
Golf?
Yeah.
Like golfing?
Yeah, like the sport.
Wow.
She spelled it like G-O.
G-U-L.
I mean, it happens. It happens.
wait, she spelled
when
it
we're
like-
when our brain is not in process, you know.
No, but she thought it was like GOPH something.
really. No comment.
Exactly.
What should we do? I mean, seriously.
The thing is, though, if this person is that oblivious to the fact that they don't know this kind of stuff, I don't think there's much you can do for them.
I know. Like, you seriously have to just, like, study or read, you know?
Read to, I mean, you guys can go on a date, read a newspaper or something. I mean,
Yeah.
you,
Well, I don't think she's not. I don't think she's making him embarrassed. He's still in love with her, obviously.
no, but
He's like-
sometimes if you take your girlfriend to your friends and
well, that's true. So
I
try
mean,
not to
it's
talk.
so embarrassing, you know. Honey, can you like not say anything for like an hour? I mean, I know, but it's.
Do you do that to your girlfriend?
Well, I didn't.
like, don't
meet-
talk.
No, I didn't. I never had a girlfriend who are.
Oh, you
this-
never date?
No, no, no.
Oh, you don't
I'm
have a
saying-
girlfriend?
No, no. What are you doing? I don't. I never met someone this type. I mean, so I mean, this is so embarrassing. I think personally,
But you know what? I think like they're still together, and I think that knowledge, that basic knowledge, you just have to study. I mean, there's no way that or tell her the answers. Like UN is like United Nation. I mean, actually, he needs to help her. Don't you think?
Well, I mean, yeah, UN also could be a group in Korea. I mean, either or.
the band.
The singers, you can also do that. I mean, there's a lot of different things to look at. But I think that maybe encouraging her to...
Yeah, I'm sure there's something that she's good at.
Yeah.
But I have this doubt. Then don't you think he like acknowledged it in the first point when he first met her?
What are you talking about?
I mean, before they start the relationship, he might like sensed it. He might acknowledge it that she doesn't have
Maybe,
any,
but we don't know the
sense,
situation.
yeah.
But I think he's still I don't think this is a problem though. Like, I don't think this is like serious problem.
I think more so, instead of it being a serious problem, I think that obviously your girlfriend doesn't know as much as you want her to when it comes to
common
things. But then again, it could be her interest in school. She might be a person where she could study, where she did study, but she just doesn't really register it. You know what I mean? She just memorizes
She's just
the stuff.
slow, I think.
Maybe, or she just doesn't have any interest in it. So if you don't know what UN is, you could learn about it.
Right.
You could write it down, but then all of a sudden you can forget about it. Because, I mean, think about it. Facts in like math and in science, I don't remember 90% of that stuff. But somebody...
I don't even want to think.
Exactly. But it just depends on who you're meeting. Because for somebody, that might be very important for them, remembering those facts. So obviously, I think it has to do with interest in the relationship. Obviously, he's into a little bit more of, I guess, politics or more worldly affairs, like current affairs. But obviously, his girlfriend is not. So she hears about Afghanistan in the news. Obviously, she's not really paying attention to it, which is, I mean, it could be she's oblivious to it. But I think that if you sat her down and said, okay, honey, I really am into this kind of stuff, so maybe once a day, could you, for me, maybe read
the newspaper. 30 minutes of newspaper will be way enough.
I mean, just go online and then click the world news section and then just go through the headlines.
Okay, or you can download from
Exactly, or download applications for her and just say, I will try and do something for you, so could you please do something for me? I would like you to know this kind of stuff.
Right.
Then
That's
would
a good idea.
Yeah, I think that would help both of you guys because, I mean, let's say Minjin, you were dating a girl who has no interest in politics whatsoever, but you're interested in politics.
Bit, yes.
So obviously with the election coming up here in Korea and of course the election that just happened in the US, obviously you would be very interested in it. So you'd be staying on top of this. And then if you say, so what did you think about the recent President Obama speech? And then she's like, because she doesn't have the same interest.
Right.
Yes.
You could tell somebody similar, I think, probably to what this story is like. My girlfriend is like, everything's perfect, but when it comes to politics, she's just,
Then I think, what can I do? I mean, if I really love her, then I will make her to interest
Right, you can help her.
in a politics.
I mean, obviously,
like what happened before and
Well,
I don't
what
listen to us,
what
too.
is really
I don't know
going
if you
on.
can make her like politics, but I think you could help her understand what you like. I think it kind of comes to guys with hobbies and girls with hobbies as well. If a guy has a hobby with race cars, if the girl doesn't know that much about it, obviously she's going to have to work on studying
True.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And for guys, obviously, if your girlfriend likes shoes, then you might want to pay attention to shoes every once in a while, too.
Right.
Because it's the little things that count in a relationship. So let's say a girl likes new shoes and you're not really interested in it, but let's say your sister or your coworker also has the same interest and they show you a booklet or a new pamphlet for, this
New
season,
collection.
the new collection.
New collection.
Ask maybe you can ask around and be like, so this season what's hot? And then if they said something, make a note of it and then, ask your girlfriend if she saw that particular brand and say, yeah, I saw them and I thought they were pretty nice too. That kind of stuff.
Right.
That is kind of, I guess, the compromise that you could find in a relationship.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So for our listener, Beanie 890, I think that your girlfriend probably is just not interested in world news. Because, obviously you gave us, like Napoleon and stuff like that, and like Afghanistan and the UN and whatnot. Obviously, they're world news oriented. So I don't know if your job is in that area or if you're just very interested in world affairs. But if that's the case, then, try and maybe ask your girlfriend or, just compromise a little bit. Try and find out what she likes and then have her
share the information.
Yeah, share information.
How would you feel if you are meeting some guy and who doesn't have any common knowledge about this? How
That's
would
hard. What would you do?
Me?
You.
Well, seriously, I will take her to library or something to make
Really?
to read a newspaper.
I think that, because honestly, even for me, I'm not into the news as much. For me,
too.
radio, though, I do have to keep a open perspective on what's going on in the world.
Right.
So I do make a habit of trying to come to the office early. Obviously, our morning news team, they always have the news on here. I try to watch the updates from Arirang TV or even Arirang Radio. Our reporters are always giving us updates anyways. So I do try and keep a ear open for what's going on. But in depth on a lot of things, like I was talking to a friend not too long ago about politics. And apparently this friend in the States, he was a complete politic freak. He was totally into politics. And so with the recent election in the U.S., he was talking about different propositions that were going on in California. And all the details. And I'm just like, I am not in California at the moment.
Oh my goodness.
And he was just like, did you vote? I'm just like, I did not apply to vote this year. I'm sorry. He's just like, oh my goodness, why did you not access your right to
there
vote?
are people, some people, they say that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're so obsessed with that.
There are a lot of passionate people when it comes to politics. And for me, I'm just not that type of political girl. Obviously, though, if my significant other was in politics, I'd probably have to study it.
Exactly.
Or if he was a politics major, or if his circle of colleagues were into politics. Obviously, if I was going to go to a dinner party and sit with his colleagues or his friends, I don't want to sit there and look dumb. So I'm probably going to study the recent affairs within politics. Either, which party is trying to pass which bill.
You will be prepared.
Yeah, I'd be prepared. I think that depending on the age in a relationship, if they're in college, if it's your first, second year in college, maybe it's just, love right now. But as you get older, obviously you have to rely on other things in life as well.
True.
Status and where you come from and
Politics,
what you know.
Economy.
Exactly. So I think that if you really want to keep your girlfriend next to you and you want your girlfriend to still look pretty, intelligent, then I suggest that maybe you try and give her some pointers into what kind of stuff you want her to know or want her to study so that you guys can go to your colleagues or your coworkers or your friends and be able to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty easy.
Yeah.
We actually agreed on something. That's pretty odd. I don't think
know.
we're
This
gonna
is like second time, remember? Like
Yeah.
last week we agreed.
We agreed
Just
we
once. Just once, and after that story,
yeah.
Yeah,
the
I
second one we were
remember.
like, Oh my
exactly.
gosh.
And also
I was on
our
the edge.
on our message board, all of our listeners agreed with us that he was cheating. By the way,
He
So-
was cheating, and
I admit it at the last point.
and what did he say? Like spy on him? Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, what we're gonna do is listen to a song before we come back. 박혜경의 Singing 너에겐. We'll see you guys after this. All right. So the reason why we're talking about this is because our next ID is HOTE 2754. So Hote, we're guessing
From Vietnam.
from Vietnam.
Uh-huh. All right.
Stephanie, read it for us.
Okay, what would sorry, what would I do with my brother? I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. My brother is only 17 now, but he's gone out and left home for at least more than 10 times so far. That's a lot. Sometimes it's short as 2 days, but other times it goes as long as for 2 weeks. He comes back either involuntarily caught and voluntarily at times. Naturally, his school life is out of control, of course, almost out of whack. Only to make the matter worse, my parents gained sickness from worrying about my brother all the time. He had a big dream to become a singer because he was good at everything. He sang well and danced well. I really think his junior high year influenced him in a bad way when he started changing. Okay, he wanted to become a singer, but not going back to home, that's a problem.
He's messing around with the wrong friend.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's 100%.
Yeah, like friends is important too, but I think maybe because we don't know what he's doing outside the door.
No, but see, he says that in the story it says that he comes back every once in a while, either on his own or if he is
But
caught.
he's 17.
But the thing is I think you're gonna have to think about it. If his dream was to become a singer because he was good at dancing and singing, obviously it was past tense as it was written, so that means that something changed.
True.
So if something changed, I'm guessing maybe the parents said no, or
So he was.
He's
okay.
having a problem with inside of his family.
exactly. So I'm guessing that if he's leaving the house for more than 2 weeks,
That's
and
possible.
I know it's from Vietnam, but if you put it in the sense of Korea, in the Korean sense, if he has a practice hall that he's going to these days where he's actually learning how to become a dancer, obviously they would be able to feed him and bathe him and also let him, house him for at least 2 weeks, and he could still be doing what he loves.
Yeah.
And
Korea.
in Korea. Now in Vietnam, I've never lived there before, so I wouldn't
Right, we
know.
don't really know about the
I don't know
cultural,
about
but-
the culture. But even in the States, if anybody is leaving the house for at least 2 weeks, 2 days to 2 weeks, obviously they're going someplace. And unless he's coming back with a busted lip every time he comes back, then obviously he's not going down necessarily the bad road. He might be just hanging out at dance halls.
Maybe, but we don't.
No, I don't. I think he's messing around the wrong friend.
No, but
So
thing is Minjin,
Don't you think so? I mean, he's 17 and he's going
it's
out
possible,
for
but
2 weeks.
I don't think that
If he really dance and sing that well, then he will probably come home and get some
No,
rest.
that's
but
the-
he's
no.
out for 2 weeks.
because it's
Okay, here we
listen, though.
go. Fight.
No, good, but listen though, there's a reason why he's not coming home. I'm guessing that there's a problem at home, and that's why he's not
Maybe.
coming home.
With the parents.
Yeah, because even my cousin, he went through a phase of not coming home or causing trouble, and it was because every time he came home, he would fight with my aunt or my cousin.
Right.
And there was constant fighting.
But I think being, outside of house for about like 2 weeks, I think that's just that's too much.
He might have a girlfriend.
Then where he's gonna stay?
No, he might have a
And it gets worse.
no. Then he might have an older girlfriend that has a house.
Then it's worse.
No, but
Don't you think that he's out there for 2 weeks with an older girlfriend,
I mean, you have to think about it though.
You're so serious.
No, I mean,
It's like maybe he has an older girlfriend and he will stay at her place.
And he's 17.
okay, I know that he's 17, but I mean, what Minjin's saying is like he's like sleeping on the streets. I'm guessing that if he's out for the house for 2 weeks, obviously there's someone, whether it's a teacher or somebody he
Friend.
knows, or a friend or a family friend, or even family members that are housing him. Think about it, Minjin, when you were 17, whether you were in the States or here in Korea, you were leaving the house for 2 days. Here in Korea, we have the bathhouses. You can go stay at the bathhouse for a day or two.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's if you have money. Now, for 2 weeks, where are you going to go?
Well,
obviously, you're going to go somewhere.
I'm going to go to my friends.
See?
Or I'm going to go to my...
Yeah, you don't really have a choice. You were 17.
So you
He's
don't
not
have
gonna,
a lot of
stay at a hotel or
you
something
don't
like
have he doesn't have a lot of money.
Right.
He's probably not going to be going somewhere. If he was in a dangerous situation, I don't think that he would stay out of the house that long. That's what I'm saying.
But the problem is, he doesn't even tell his family that where he stayed for 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, think about it.
He doesn't
Minjin,
know-
when you were 17, did you tell your parents everywhere you were going?
Well, when
No.
you were 17,
But this is just too
when you're a boy, you think you're the man.
See?
At 17, you think
Right.
you
I
can
mean,
take
that's
care of
true,
yourself,
but-
you know?
But like being outside, I mean, I'm just still shocked. Like 2 weeks, it's just way too much. I mean, maybe he's like you said, maybe he's going to like a dance studio.
Yeah.
But like sleeping there for 2 weeks, I don't think that's.
That's what I mean. Like, if there is a problem within the family, maybe he reached out to his principal.
I think the brother needs to talk to him first and see what's going on. You know, I mean, maybe he's like, following his dream and, being outside, but that's still like he needs support, he needs support. He's 17, he's underage.
He does need support. And I think that regardless of what happened before and why he's no longer pursuing his dream of being a singer and dancer.
That is getting worse then. I think the worst part is if he left home because he said he wanted to be a singer, but right now he might not become a singer. I mean, he doesn't want to be a singer now. Maybe. Well,
Okay, so no, I get where Minjin is coming
yeah.
from. He might not want to be a singer anymore.
Yeah.
But
Then that's a bigger problem.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
with this much information here, we don't know what the situation is.
Right, like exact situation.
Yeah.
So why don't you talk to him, or your parents should talk to him first, because underage just being outside, I think that's just way too much. So communication, it's what needed, right?
Yeah.
But 17, you can take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously, you can do it, you can do it. Why not? 17 is enough.
Yeah, but like the
judgment,
The
yeah.
judgment is it's not. I don't
Strong,
think it's
firm.
not mature. And maybe like he's trying to find go to like agency and see people, but these days.
Yeah.
So there are so many people out there who just want to just use, this little, little people, sorry. But, you know what I'm saying.
Youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're innocent. Yeah, they're naive, I'll say. So they don't have
Yeah,
much-
but either way, I think that for him to constantly be leaving the house, there's a problem at home. Whether it is him having his own grudge against the family or his older sibling, there's something bothering him that he does not want to come home.
back. Mm-hmm.
So it could be a lot of different things. For people that I've seen around me, one case would be the parents are going through a divorce. So the
Possibly.
child doesn't want to be around the constant fighting. He doesn't want to be around the non-family like. Or number two, it could be because the family is too overprotective to the point where
Too conservative.
too preservative, where they always have to go to bed at a certain time. They have to go to either church or to the chapel or
Right.
wherever every
But
Sunday.
we're like guessing. So-
Exactly. So I mean, there's so many different angles to go by at this that I think the main thing is to figure out why your brother doesn't want to stay home.
Right,
And if
right.
you figure out why your brother doesn't want to stay home, then obviously it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to figure out how to keep him home.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Because
So do you agree with Isaac?
Yeah, but
Yeah?
I think
You still think that he's
I think, I
Yeah.
agree with that. That's the right answer, but it could be wrong. He might have, like, as Isaac said, he might have some older girlfriend out there. I think I
mean,
think
we're
that
like-
is a
we're
very
keep
high
guessing.
possibility.
Right,
Very
but
high
we're keep
possibility.
guessing, so I don't think, I don't know where to take this.
Spy on him.
But yeah, go talk to your
Spy
brother
on
first,
him.
and yeah, knowing the
Yes.
reason. Okay, stop. Knowing the reason is very important.
I think so. I mean, because Stephanie rebelled once. I rebelled a few times. Minjin probably rebelled as well. I mean, in high school, junior high, even sometimes in college, everybody goes through that age where they need to or feel the tendency to rebel against their family because they feel like they're their own person, but they're not treated as one. And that's one of the biggest problems with 17, 18, 19-year-olds. It's because they feel like they're an adult.
They're going through adolescence.
Yeah, but they're going through adolescence, and because of that, they are, they're growing up, and you need to figure out what is the reason why your brother is doing this. Do you need to give him more responsibility so that he can stay home, or is it because he feels like he's getting overpowered with responsibilities? I mean, there's so many different factors that I don't think we can give you much advice except talk to him first. Try and figure out why he doesn't want to be home.
But last sentence, he say, I really think that his junior high year influenced him in a bad
obviously-
way.
So then there was
maybe,
something
like,
happened then.
school-
Yeah.
Maybe school problem.
Bullying, anything. It could be anything right now.
Right. There's like so many possibilities. So, I mean, seriously, like sit and talk to him. Yeah.
That's the best way to go.
Yeah.
Minjin, do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, junior high school year influenced them in a bad way.
Obviously.
I think he's
It's easy
messing
to
with
go to
some
bad way, but
junior high school. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, I think we could leave it with that. Today we really didn't fight that much.
I know.
Very interesting.
We
All right.
actually agreed
We actually agreed on
for
something.
both of stories.
Wow. I think it's a new day for what's on your mind.
Yeah, but we need to fight. Seriously.
I think so. It feels
we need,
it
like,
feels awkward.
excitement.
It feels awkward.
I know.
All right. So
you guys, I mean, every time I come here, you guys call it fight, but I feel like it's more like a ganged up on me a little bit. Don't you think so? Like,
no.
But like you take it to like a next level. It's like spy on him. What is that?
Yeah, you take it to the extreme
Yeah,
just a little bit, Minjin. All right, well, we've got Jin boys with their classic Come Back Home. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right,
Bye.
Bye.